Hi, my name is Lucas, a software developer at Dex, and today I will show you the ICVM proxy project. The project aims to enhance the interoperability of the Internet Computer Protocol and EVM-compatible platforms like Dexscreener. But first, how did we do that? Well, here we have the architecture diagram to understand the core components and their interactions. So, in the architecture we have three layers. The first one, we have the counter canister and DEX canisters. Both generate events to the logger canisters, and then the logger canister stores these events with a ICPSwap standard. Then we have the EVM adapter proxy built in Go that retrieves these logs from the logger canister. Then the EVM adapter proxy translates these logs and exposes RPC Ethereum methods. Then we have the last layer that is a service built in Node.js that indexes the data from the EVM adapter proxy, stores this data in a PostgreSQL database, and exposes a GraphQL API to query this data. So, how did we manage the scaffolding for this project? For help us, we have in the left side the architecture diagram. So, if we take a look to this layer, we have three canisters, and in the right side, with the scaffolding, we have the folder canisters that inside has counter canister, DEX canister, and logger canister, as we can see in the left side. Then we have EVM adapter proxy, and here we have EVM adapter proxy. And then we have subquery indexer, and here we have subquery indexer. Plus, we have docs for documentation. Inside the documentation folder, we have the setup and deployment page. These guides provide instruction for setting up and deploying the ICP EVM proxy project components. So we have different steps. The first one, of course, is clone the repository. The second one, deploy logger canister, configure counter canister, deploy, configure, and deploy DEX canister. So then we have deploy and configure EVM adapter proxy and run a subquery indexer. To save us time, I have deployed the three canisters. The get logs. Okay, I get an empty data. But what if I go to the counter canister and I will trigger the method increment? So we have the number 2, and then I will go to the get logs again, and I will run the query. So we have increment with the timestamp, the color, and the value. But I will go to the DEX canister, and then I put here as an example. Perfect. I will do it more operations. Now get logs. And we hear a lot of data. So where we are. If I go to the architecture diagram, I execute a query here, I execute many queries here. These canisters generates events, and the logger canister stores ICPSwap logs. So the next step is try to get the data from the GraphQL query, that the GraphQL query works with the EVM adapter proxy and the PostgreSQL. So I'm here, I'm in the subquery indexing folder. I will run docker compose up. Perfect. Here, including blocks 6 to 6, total blocks 1, and indexing is working well. So I go to the GraphQL. Perfect. And if I run the query that we put in the documentation, we see perfectly the whole data. And if I run this script, the data, I will see the real data. So burn tokens, value, burn operation, USDT, amount wound, principal, and the bytes of the address. So that was the demo. I hope really you enjoyed the demo. We look forward for the community feedback to grow up this project together. See you soon. Bye bye.